John Prideaux-Brun is the director of one of the largest NGOs operating in Israel and the occupied territories. His already challenging job is about to become a lot more difficult.
Hi, this is John.
He has an appointment at Israel's Interior Ministry to renew his work visa, which he's done 3 times before without a problem. But in the last few weeks, Israel has stopped issuing and renewing work permits to aid workers, instead giving them temporary tourist or visitor visas, essentially making it illegal for them to work in Israeli-controlled areas. That includes occupied East Jerusalem, where John's offices are. We caught up with him after his appointment. He'd been given a tourist visa that clearly stated on it he couldn't work.
By forcing people out of East Jerusalem, by making us move our offices to Ramallah, it puts sort of facts on the ground. It means there'll be less of an international presence here. It'll make it more difficult for us to provide humanitarian aid to the Palestinians who live in East Jerusalem.
John is the 4th Oxfam employee to be refused a work visa since the beginning of the year. Other non-governmental organizations say they've experienced the same. In all, the new Israeli policy affects 120 international NGOs which provide vital developmental and humanitarian aid to Palestinians in the occupied West Bank and Gaza. The implications of the new policy are huge, says the head of AIDA, an organization representing international NGOs.
With an inadequate piece of paper, an inadequate visa for what we're doing here, which is work, we will be harassed at checkpoints, refused entry at the border, or deported.
Israel's actions are also illegal, she says.
Obligations to Geneva and to international humanitarian law do demand that they issue us visas, paperwork, which makes our status here clear and allows us to work and move freely.
We asked the Ministry of Interior to explain their new visa policy, but they declined our request for a written statement or an interview. What they did tell us was that aid workers are being denied a permanent Israeli visa because they're mainly working in areas under Palestinian control. But all those we spoke to who haven't been given a visa have their main offices in East Jerusalem and projects in what's known as Area C of the West Bank. In other words, in areas under Israeli occupation and full Israeli control. And control is exactly what NGOs think this visa regime is all about. Consolidating Israel's hold over Jerusalem by pushing out its Arab residents, and now all those who for decades have worked to protect their rights. Sherine, Tadros, Al Jazeera, Jerusalem.